What are we even going to do with these people? So that's why I think it's just going to be okay.
You mean Overwatch 2?
Yeah, Overwatch 2 is just going to be okay.
Hello and welcome. My name is J.E. and with me today is my good old friend, Acton Gonzalez.
Hello.
And please remember that we are not game devs. How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm doing all right, Jay. Doing all right. Ready for the weekend, Ready for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that. For me, this was my weekend. This is my Sunday, so I have a full weeks of work ahead of me. So I guess I'm ready for work, but not really. I don't know if anyone's ready for work. But those are not the work hours we're talking about today. Today we are creating something new. Every week, we're not game devs. We create new, exciting video game idea that we have always wanted to create, but do not have any knowledge or know-how to create the wonderful experience that are video games. Today is my turn to present We Are Not Game Devs 197th IP. Animal Crossing in space is essentially what I want to create. But more than that, I want maybe not quite a No Man's Sky situation, but like let's say a Mass Effect in terms of scope. That's hard for me to say because I haven't played that much Mass Effect.
I feel as though we should make it smaller in scope and make it like an actual Animal Crossing in space where there's a bunch of different aliens and then there's different sized planets. And at first you start off with small planets, almost like in Dragon Ball Z when you visit Mr. Kai's planet. And he has basically one road, a house, a car, and like one tree. And it's like a little circle. And then you can upgrade to bigger planets and put more stuff on there. And then there's different characters and different races that you can run into. And then you can invite them to your planet. And then it goes from there.
Okay. I like it. Here's second wrinkle. Space travel. It exists. I want it to be a little bit more streamlined than let's say like No Man's Sky, for example, which is go anywhere within a galaxy. You could even go to another solar system, but you're literally going to have to go in phase drive for like a week. And you'll eventually make it to the next system.
You want to do it like that?
No. Oh. I want a simplified version of that, where you could travel from planet to planet. You could even travel from solar system to solar system. But maybe what it is it opens up like a galaxy map of sorts. And let's say even here, okay, this is how we'll simplify it. Let's make it like Kingdom Hearts. There's a galaxy map of sorts. You choose a random galaxy or a random planet to go to, and you start going to that planet. And it's like Kingdom Hearts, where it's always a predetermined length to get to that planet, but we shorten it, and then it's an open discovery thing where you could go around and like fly around this space, but eventually you'll get to that planet and it's right there. Like you could get there in, let's say, a minute if you just fly straight there. You could just get there if you wanted, but you could fly around. And I want this just came to me, but this space where you go from where you are to the next planet is a open space. And this is going to be kind of like the hub world in an online game. And then in this hub world, you're going to meet other people that are playing this game, going from planet to planet. And you guys are all meeting if you go to planet to planet, or you could click interspace travel and you'll just go to this hub world. And it's like a hub world filled with, let's say, 100 players in this server. The server is 100 players big. And you're in this little thing. And then in here, maybe in this thing, there's a small space station that's always there, and you could go there, and then over there, you could get out of your space thing and then go in your avatar that you customize and stuff like Animal Crossing, make it look like you, dress like you, whatever. And you can meet other people like you. Here, there's also shops, restaurants, bars and stuff that you could go hang out in, and they all have different stuff to do. But the purpose of this whole area is you could choose this planet to go to because you're like, oh, that looks interesting. Let me just go there. But if that doesn't sound interesting to you, you could just like meet other people here and then like either party up with them or like decide like, hey, you're cool. Let me go to your planet. And then you go to their planet and like you see what they've done type of thing. I kind of want it like that. So it's like a hub space area with a space station, like open space that you just interact with other people. And the reason why I want it open space, No Man's Sky, I've always wanted this feeling that you don't get in No Man's Sky, and you don't get very much in any game, really, where I've always wanted the feeling of just going up in space and just idling up in space and just sitting there listening to the in-game radio station, listening to cool space tunes or space podcasts and shit, listening to Space Ghost Coast to Coast while you're just floating and drifting in space. And then all of a sudden a player character flies in front of you and you're like, hey, what are you doing? And then that guy's like, oh, I'm just going over to this planet to do this side quest. And you're like, can I join? And they're like, yeah. And you just go and join. And I always wanted that experience. You just don't get it, you know? But yeah, I think there should be like this cool space hub world with like a bunch of characters you can meet, interact, talk with. And I don't want no Animal Crossing Nintendo bullshit where your chat is pre-made template things and you just choose from that. No. What I mean
like,
is,
or in Pokemon where it's like, I don't know you at all.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I do know you. How's it going? And then the response is, you're so funny. And you're like that.
Or like in Mario Kart 8 when you're waiting in lobbies where it's like, I have motion controls on. This was great. Good job. Good luck. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Good day. Goodbye. Like those are the only things you only have 3 pages worth of content. I want you to be able to type and like actually talk and have like talk on and stuff like that. Another thing, I guess when you're on your planet, I like your idea where the small miniature, what's his name? Kami or Kai?
Oh, like Mr. Kai, like
Mr. Kai.
Little planets like that.
Yeah, whatever his name is. I like that idea where it's your tiny little planet. It's your own planet, but it's small. It's miniature. And like you could just walk around. And then we can make it like Animal Crossing where once you pay your debt off, maybe it's more like a Stardust debt or something to the planet, or like you grow your planet or something, your planet gets bigger. And so you could have more space to build around. And you could build whatever you want on your planet, design it. We'll have like a bunch of stuff you could buy, like Animal Crossing, and design your planet or whatever.
I think you can invite different aliens back as well.
And have alien neighbors and friends and stuff.
Yeah, who start building on your planet. And then I think there should be like a main currency that like you can get while you're flying around. And that's like your bells, for instance. And then there would be other discoverable like materials that you can collect and then turn in for different rewards. That way you can play with other people and do stuff like asteroid belts and like mine asteroid belts, or fight off like some pirates or stuff of that nature.
I mean, I think Animal Crossing, what was it called? New Horizons? Is that what the newest one was called? Or that's not what it was called.
Yeah, I think it's not New Leaf. That's the second to last one.
Okay, so it is New Horizons then. In that game, there was a crafting system. We could just up that to the 10th degree and just make the crafting system like No Man's Sky or Minecraft level, where you could craft a whole slew of shit. And yeah, that's why you would want to go on side quests, go mine for materials or rarer materials to build something even crazier. Of course, we're going to have like a customization suite where in this game we could make it more in depth than Animal Crossing, where Animal Crossing it's literally just like a 32 by 32 pixel art thing, and then you just tape that on stuff. In this, it could be like more of like a Dreams on PS4, PS5, where it's like you mold and make things.
Right.
And then from there on, we could also make it so like crafting is super important. So like you would want to collect more materials. So you would want to go out and do side quests to get rare materials that are used to make harder and harder things to make. And eventually you just build up your crafting and material repertoire and keep building and building. And while we're adding more and more stuff to build and like have like user generated content available for you as well to use.
And then you can show off planets, and we can have rankings of planets.
And I think even we could once you like build your planet out and get the biggest size planet you can get, because I don't think you will make it that big because it is your own planet size planet. So it's like we don't want it to get like actual planet size like No Man's Sky where it's just infinite. You want to walk, it's going to be like New Leaf, if you remember how New Leaf worked on 3DS, where you could walk around your entire planet. Because in New Leaf it had that weird pseudo 3D thing, and so it looked like you're walking on a tiny little planet, and it was all like curvatured and stuff.
That's what I'm thinking as well, and that's where I think it would look cool, and then alien races would come in and be fun as well.
Oh, that reminded me. You mentioned alien races. I want to go further than Animal Crossing, where in Animal Crossing you invite your villagers to live with you and shit. What if in this you invite other alien species, and it's not them just moving in, it's them moving in and building a city. So the more people you bring in, they start expanding out and like
I think they would have their own alien architecture too.
Right.
Like, and depending on what kind of race they are.
I think if you start intermixing, it'll like build in like different types of buildings in your small city that you're building on your planet. And eventually you'll have like a sprawling city on your planet that's part of your own built part. But like this other part is what the people you decide to let move in, and then them start naturally growing. And so it's not just one villager, they'll have a family, and then the other villagers you bring in will start having families, and they'll all supply jobs and stuff that are in the city. And you go in and buy materials or buy furniture from them that's exclusive, that you can't craft, only if you bring in certain aliens and stuff like that. And then they'll bring in their own architecture that you could buy to decorate your own home or planet and all that stuff. And just it'll be like
have the recipe book.
Yeah, where like it grows as you keep playing and bring more villagers in to your planet type of thing.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea.
Further, I think you should also get your own freighter. Eventually you could launch your own space station, and so have something in space that like is right above your planet that other people would visit, and then you could like decorate your space station and have it do its own thing, and maybe generate different types of material or something for you to like craft better and bigger things and stuff.
Okay.
And more customization, so your space station could look very unique.
Now, what do you want the players to be doing together?
I think going out on like mining missions and going out on resource gathering missions, but I want it to feel very casual, where it's more about doing what you would have done solo anyway, but with other friends. It would be more fun because you could just talk to them and hang out, but you're still doing something that you could be doing in solo. Like, it's nothing that you can't do without friends, but if you do it with friends, it'll make it more enjoyable because you could talk while doing it. So it's like you're still going out to gather the same space asteroid that you would in single player, but you just have a friend with you.
Should we have any customization options, like in terms of clothes and whatnot?
100%.
For
all of it. If it's going to be all the way like Animal Crossing, where you could even start designing your own clothes and put it out in the market and stuff.
Okay. I like where it's at. What are we looking at? What do you think it's going to look like?
I wouldn't be opposed to this looking similar to Animal Crossing. Of course, different art style, so it's not going to look exactly the same. Maybe the characters and NPCs don't look so blocky, not blocky, but not so
like polygony,
like
where they look
big.
Obviously fake, like almost like toys.
Yeah, like they look weird. They don't look like what people look like for sure, or even animals look like.
Right.
I guess in my head, I haven't played this game, but I know what it looks like. But I imagine it looking something like Disco Elysium, or like Hades, where it's isometric, just like Animal Crossing is, you know, but it has like visuals that you could tell what you're looking at. It's not like super pixelated. It's like actual like 3D models and everything with like good textures and everything. Yeah, it's textured. It has 3D models, but it's not realistic. I think it definitely looks like a cartoon.
Yeah, there was no way I was thinking that this could be realistic.
Yeah.
Just because with the stuff we're doing and all the models and stuff, it'd be better if it were like at least closer to being drawn,
right,
and made out of thousands of polygons.
Especially since there's going to be, I think, in my opinion, a lot of content created, like user created content in here, where like people could customize stuff. So it can't look ultra realistic. It has to be simple enough where someone could create something and it doesn't look like someone created it. It looked like we created it and put it into the world, you know?
Yeah, like that kind of quality that we can make it easy for anybody who wants to get into it to create.
Right. Besides all of that, I mean, all you're really doing is making your planet look better and better and better. It's not about your house like it is in Animal Crossing. It's about your whole planet. Your whole planet.
Yeah, so you can get into like themes with the planet.
Or even create different districts within your planet. And I think the problem with me in Animal Crossing is Animal Crossing is too free. I think in this game, we will have, depending on, I think we'll also have like leveling with different alien races. So as you like level up with the different alien races, you'll like earn more of their architecture or whatever. And so you'll have like their thematic architecture. And so you could build out certain regions of your planet to like look a specific way. And then on top of the alien architecture, we'll have just human architect. Like we'll have a pirate theme. We'll have a sci-fi theme. We'll have a pastel theme. Like we'll have themes of furniture, just like Animal Crossing, that will have like different sets, right? We'll have different sets, but it will make it so there's different buildings you could build and stuff like that. And when you build a building, it'll like populate it with like random NPCs and stuff. Like you'll have your named NPCs that you invite, but I think there's going to be other NPCs that just fill the world that doesn't really say anything. They could be more like the roller coaster tycoon thing. Well, they'll have
where they're just like going through the motions. Maybe there's people that arrive in spaceships and dock and then get out and walk around.
Yeah, but they'll have like text bubbles above their heads to give them some personality. But really, they're just random generated people. But then we'll have actual NPCs you could invite to help grow that population. You know,
like I see that.
If you invite a shrimp alien or something, more shrimp alien dudes will start coming into your planet because you had that one guy move it.
Yeah, like he made word of mouth, so to say.
Exactly. I feel like I've been talking this whole time. Do you have anything else to input in here?
No, I think it's pretty much built out. Just the concept that I wanted in there was like little planets that everyone could go to and visit, that you could fill them up, that you could have individual races and species that have their own architecture and items. That way you can kind of guide which way you want your planet to go. Because like you can make it where like you don't want your planet, like I would want my planet to be full of those aliens that don't have any like matter to them. Like they're just energy.
Just balls
of light. You could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want like, maybe your home, kind of like if we're going to take Animal Crossing as an example even further, your home would be your spaceship. So you could like have your spaceship. You could design. You could purchase your class, but what it looks like in the inside is up to you. And then you can invite people to come into your spaceship, and you could like maybe even like there's things you could buy like mini games. Like we will have like a dartboard, and we'll have a dartboard mini game. We could have like poker, like a space poker, like a card game in the game that's in the game. But we'll have that so it's like up to 4 players could play at any time, and you can have tournaments on your board, and like you can find different cards throughout the universe on like an RNG system, and then or like buy them from the shop and stuff like that, and you could trade with other real players and things. Just random shit like that. We'll have like little mini games you could play with the other, because I want this to be what I want really is a space sim where you could go out just to hang out, but also do something while you do it, you know?
Right. Right. This seems like it'd be a good game for VR.
It does seem that way. Maybe it would. Who knows? Music.
I think the music's pretty important if it's going to be a game that you want to hang out in.
Just a hangout game, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm thinking it has to be maybe some type of space music, but not too heavy on synth, not too heavy on anything where you hear it in the background and it's just nice. It's easy listening.
What if we do it like this? Default music that's playing all the time. It's just the soundtrack around. It's just super chill, mostly percussion, but then there'll be like a couple cool synth, like boom, 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 boom.
Just just like slightly in the background. I'm cool with that.
And then it's kind of like lo-fi, but it's just kind of just more chill. It's just like a couple beeps and boops, but like when I say drums, it's more like a
right. Like it's barely anything there. It's just kind of going and keeping the pace up and letting you just chill out.
But
I think there should also be a couple stations. I think there should also be like lo-fi.
I think there should be a radio station. And then, so that's just a general music, but then there'll be like, you can turn on the radio and then there's like an actual radio and then it'll have different stations. And then from there, it'll range from, I want there to be like a jazz station. If you want to pretend you're playing Cowboy Bebop. I want there to be a hip hop station. I want there to be a lo-fi station and like other random stations out there.
I see it.
Pricing.
It's difficult. I mean, you could say that you could do it like a $30. You could do a full pop. It just depends on what you want to do. Also, where the game's coming. I think VR would be good. I think next gen consoles would be good too.
Yeah. I think it starts on Steam and then goes to VR from there. When it hits VR, it's probably going to hit PlayStation. Right. As a non-VR plus VR game, like one of those dual. Yeah. Just because I feel like live chat will be so important to this game, like being able to type things. Because not everyone wants to be on voice comms, but typing is a lot easier, you know?
No, that's true. That's true.
So price-wise, I don't know, $30?
Yeah.
And then just keep fleshing it out and keep like adding stuff and then
slowly working on it.
Yeah, maybe add some kind of not a subscription service, but maybe like do it like Sims and just add like giant dumps of new templates, new songs, new
alien
buildings,
races.
Yeah, new alien races, stuff like that. All right. It's time to start your timer because it's time to name this game.
All right. Here we go. Space Thrift.
I was going to say something like Your Planet. My Planet.
There we go.
It is.
My Planet in 13 seconds. A game where it's a social space game where you play as a spacefarer with your own planet that you're trying to expand by bringing other alien races, working cooperatively with other spacefaring people to create the most interesting items and show off your planet to others.
All right. Now that we have... No. So I think we have a complete game here, Alex. What do you think? Would this be a game you want to play, and is it fun?
Okay, so I think this would be a game that I'd want to play. I probably wouldn't play it for too long. I wouldn't try to collect everything. I try to make my own planet, maybe experiment with a theme, borrow from other people, play with my friends, and then leave it at that. How about you, Jay?
I'm in the same boat where I think I would just give it a shot. If I have a bunch of people who are playing it at the same time, I might just hang out for a little bit.
Right.
But it just doesn't seem like the type of game I would be able to go into, even if it's a game I wish I would be into a lot. Just because I would love a game like this. It's just a game you'd want to play with others, which is more difficult for me. All right. So I think we have, now that we have a complete game, what game studio would you assign to make My Planet the best?
Nintendo would do a great job.
Interesting choice. I probably wouldn't go Nintendo.
What about Rare? Rare's another good one.
Also an interesting choice. I feel like I wouldn't go for either of those. Here's one for me. Let's go with the guys who made... Let's see. The developer is a single guy. Eric Barone, or Sickhead Games, the people who made Stardew Valley.
And you just make this one in space?
Just make it in space. Don't make it about
his
farming.
Name alone would just kill it.
Yeah, creator of Stardew Valley. Live your ultimate space odyssey. Create your own Starfleet and trade resources in my planet. But yeah, I think just because Stardew Valley is so slice of life, I think they would be able to make it fun and addicting and have a loop
and make you care about the characters.
Yeah. It's something mundane that you could do over and over and over again and not get bored of. And then also they added multiplayer so they could just expand on that and make it essential to the game.
Very true, very true. I don't know about anybody else because this game's a little just right there in the middle, where it has to have good systems, but like a good story. It's hard to think of somebody who does space well.
I mean, I guess just Hello Games, just like make it less infinite and more focused and make a more focused game, you know? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, with that, our 197th IP has gone gold. We hope you look forward to this experience that will probably never release. You could write to apphoundgames@gmail.com if you have anything patched in the game we created today. Also, give us feedback. We're still learning how to make the show better, and your feedback really helps. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to back our ideas, please head over to patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Patrons receive episodes 2 days early and an extra podcast at the beginning, which caught the tail end of our conversation at the beginning of this episode. That's patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. If you like the show, why not subscribe and give us all the stars on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store, Spotify, YouTube, and more. And if they ask for a review, instead of reviewing our show, become your inner game critic and review My Planet, the video game we just created. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next Friday with another new IP. Again, my name is J.E.
And I'm A.G.
Thank you. And please remember that we are not game devs. I just want No Man's Sky, where you could see other people, trade with other people, go from planet to planet and sell shit, and then maybe capture, like, have, like, there be, like, a real bounty on a real player character, you know what I mean? And then, like, accept it, and then you gotta go find them, take them down, and then turn them in dead or alive. That should be a game. I'm gonna write that down.
I always pictured the spaceships in this game kind of looking like Buzz Lightyears. Like, not really that big, where it just fits, like, one person.
How about the ones from Dragon Ball, where it's literally just a little tiny circle?
Those could be in there, too, yeah.
Yeah. I'm down for all of that. Like, yeah, you could just make whatever spaceship you want. Not whatever. There'll be a lot of templates, and then you can make those whatever you want.
There you go. A lot of customization there.